All right, I'm Zach. We're here playing Dungeon Defenders 2 with
Tim Shannon.
And what do you do?
I'm the producer for the PS4 version of Dungeon Defenders 2.
All right, and I think we'll hook this up with the two of us, and we'll try to. Always been a magic-y kind of guy.
Cool. All right, you're running Apprentice, so I'm gonna do one.
All right.
You want to use that one.
All right, sounds good. All right.
Have you played Dungeon Defenders or Dungeon Defenders 2
I briefly played Dungeon Defenders 1, not Dungeon Defenders 2.
Cool. All right. So a lot of the same kind of stuff is going to be what's going on with Dungeon Defenders 2, right?
Okay.
The same core experiences there, right? There's a crystal, you're defending it, right? Mm-hmm. There's lanes, enemies are going to come down those lanes, right? You're going to need to use your hero's attacks and spells, as well as to get green stuff out of these chests, green mana, I think is what it's called, to build towers, right?
Okay.
So, unlike some other tower defense games that you play where enemies try and run past your towers, in Dungeon Defenders, it's head on, right?
Okay.
Anything you put in their way, they're going to attack. So what you want to make sure that you're doing, right, is that you're using your blockades and your projectile towers effectively to screen for one another.
Okay.
So that you can defeat the enemies before they get to the crystal.
All right.
All right, so here's more or less the plan of what we're going to do.
Okay.
All right, so
I'll follow your lead.
Back up here.
Yep.
What I need you to do is I need you to hit up on the D-pad and then drop 2 barricades, one right here and then one right there. Good. Basically, we're just going to try and block off the lane. All right. Then behind that, you're going to need to build one of your flame burst towers. So that's left.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. All right. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a boost aura. You want to build it right up close.
Right up close. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Like right there is good. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a boost aura, which is going to make our towers do more damage. And then out front, I'm going to build a lightning aura, so that when enemies are attacking these towers, they're going to be getting electrocuted, right?
Okay.
All right, then we're just going to do that in all the lanes. Come over here and do the same thing, or over here is fine too. All right, here you want to build right up against this post.
All right, same plan as before?
Same plan as before. You just want to build 2 blockades, but you want to build them right up against this post. Yeah, that'll work. All right, cool.
Followed by another one.
Yep, another one of those. Where you go? Oh, where is nearby? Alright, so I'm going to build that there. I'm going to build this out here. Then we're going to go to our 3rd lane over here. Oh, you're already ahead of me.
And if I'm running out of the green?
If you ran out of the green stuff, we're just going to have to kill enemies with
the good old-fashioned way?
Good old-fashioned way.
All right.
All right, so we're ready to go. So what you're going to do is you're going to click the touchpad.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. All right, cool. So in the first Dungeon Defenders, it was you could more easily have it be kind of a passive experience. Mm-hmm. You could stack your stats and like min-max like crazy.
Okay.
And get your towers to basically just kill everything. In this one, we want it to be a lot more interactive. So tower ranges and damage and all that kind of stuff are a little bit more restrained. And what that means that you need to do is that your hero has to get a lot more involved. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use your R2 and L2 to do your basic attacks. You're also going to want to use square and triangle to do your abilities, right?
Okay.
So here you can see, like, when they attack, it'll do damage to a tower. So what I do is I aim at it, I hold down R1, it brings up a context menu, then I'm going to go repair and let off, and then it'll repair.
Okay. Oh, cool.
And that way our towers don't get destroyed, or our barricades don't go down, and they can't attack our towers. All right, so the other thing that we've added to this game, other than trying to make it more interactive, is that we've really tried to work on getting towers to work together, right?
Okay.
So currently, at this level, there's not really any super combos you can run, but as you get deeper into the game, there's going to be all kinds of crazy stuff you can do. So like if we had a Huntress in the game, right, she could put a geyser trap right here, and then would launch the enemies up in the air, and then when they'd land, they'd be like soaking wet with water, and they'd step into my electricity aura, or my lightning aura, and get electrocuted, right?
Okay.
And the whole point is to just make it be about, what we've really tried to do is make this be an experience that you're going to want to play with 4 people, where one person is playing each of the heroes, right?
Okay.
And because of that, we've built out a whole back-end, dedicated servers, matchmaking, the whole 9 yards, right?
All right.
To try and make it be a lot more social experience. All right, so this round, what we're going to do is we're just going to build a whole bunch of flame burst towers right behind the barricades.
All right.
Let's go nuts.
I can dig it. Now, each character is obviously different, and I'm assuming they can build different towers and have different abilities.
Right,
Are those customizable in any way, or are they set?
Currently, right now, they're set.
Okay.
And the reason for that is that what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it be, you know, with like the combo system and everything like that. Like, the whole point is to come up with unique and interesting ways to combine the heroes together.
Okay.
Rather than necessarily change your hero around a whole lot.
Okay.
Right? So in the full game, even if you're like playing by yourself, you're gonna have access to something called a Hero Forge, which will allow you to swap your hero out midstream.
Okay.
So like you can set up your own combos and everything like that. Yeah.
And will that be there for like in games with less than 4 people as well?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Even in games with 4 people, you can switch around if you want to.
Okay, it's just
like if
not
everyone wants
not
to
optimal.
run Huntress during the combat phase, you can totally do that.
All right.
All right, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, cool. So we're gonna
All right.
here?
Yep.
All right. So the other thing that we're gonna want to keep track of going forward, right, is this green mana, right?
Okay.
In the original Dungeon Defenders, everything ran on the same currency. You bought stuff with it, you cast your spells with it, you built your towers with it. And so there was this whole economy of just stockpiling as much of that stuff as you can.
Right.
In this one, we really wanted to make it be more about, you know, having to make tough decisions and doing resource management.
Okay.
And so we've separated everything out so that you have green mana that helps you build towers. Your blue mana will cast your abilities, like that cool tornado that you cast.
Right? Snazzy tornado.
And then you're going to get gold to buy stuff, right? And what this means is that at any time, you're not going to be able to just like build everything you want to and upgrade it to exactly where you want to because you've ground for hours and hours and hours to get a bajillion mana, right? Mm-hmm. I'm almost dead. I got to heal. Hold up.
That's all right. I got it.
So what that also means is that because you're getting mana all the time, we're giving you the amount of mana that you should need to finish the level.
All right.
You want to spend it all when you get it through upgrading or just building more towers.
Okay.
So unless you're really worried about having to repair all the time, you generally want to hit like below 100 mana when we ready up for the level.
Okay. It's for the green crystals, right?
Yeah, green crystals.
All right.
Yeah. All right, cool. So third phase. If you look up here, right on the side over here, you can see that there is, look to your right, there we go. See that big blinking exclamation point? That means that a boss is spawning.
Okay.
All right? And bosses are big and nasty. So we're gonna wanna make sure that we invest some in making sure that he has a bad time.
All right, cool. and there's still the hard cap on how many different like defensive.
Yeah. Sorry, the D.
Okay. Oh yeah, it is right down there. Yeah.
We have the classic convention problem, where we spent all this time trying to figure out how to make our UI like small and out of the way so that it doesn't block the screen.
Right.
Then we get to a convention and they put us on a 38-inch TV, and you stand a foot away from it.
You're right.
So it's pretty easy to miss stuff.
Right.
All right, cool. You ready to go?
Yep, I'm good to go.
All right. All right, so the usual, just mobs are gonna spawn. And then if you look up in the lane that I'm in,
all right,
you'll see this guy.
Big old boss man.
Giant Skeletor.
I noticed some chests are dropping from enemies. Do those contain anything special?
Yeah, so those are lock boxes.
Okay.
And those contain cosmetics and other goodies.
Okay.
and you have to get keys to open them.
Okay. And how do you get keys?
That system, I believe, is still a little bit in flux.
Okay.
I know that currently you can spend premium currency on it.
All right.
I also believe there's a route to either find them or unlock them, but I'm not 100% certain on it.
Oh, okay.
But as with all things in this game, really what we're trying to do is, you know, we'll sit down and we'll think through it and we'll try and come up with what we're thinking is the best answers, or give people, or come up with a couple of options of what we think would be good answers.
All right.
And then what we've implemented is something called an influence system, where people, when they're logging onto the game and are playing, they're generating influence points for their account. And what that gives them is whenever we're trying to implement a new system, or you know, we're thinking that we need to add something to the game, we'll come up with a couple of options for it, and then we'll let the community choose on what they think would be most valuable in game.
Okay.
Right? And we've really, you know, we released just a very like slimmed down version of the game last fall.
All right.
And have just been adding to it piecemeal over the, you know, last 3/4 of a year or so.
Okay.
And a lot of it has been based on these sort of influence votes where where we're reading the forums, where we're talking, engaging the community, where we're letting the community vote on stuff,
Okay.
right? To try and set the path forward so they let us know what they want, right?
Okay.
So, you know, even though if you hop into the game right now and you see things one way, that doesn't mean that's the way that it's going to be like 3, 4, 5 months from now.
Okay.
Because as we sort of test things out and as people get a sense of how they go, right, we're listening to the feedback that we're getting, and we're trying to improve upon what we've already done based on that.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. So is the game? It sounds like the game's available now. Is it available on?
Yeah. So it's currently available on Steam Early Access.
Okay.
It's going to be going free to play here pretty soon. We got a couple of things that we got to figure out, and then we're going to be doing free to play. The PS4 version is going to enter beta this fall.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thanks
Enjoy
for
the rest
stopping
of the show.
by.
Yep.
All right. Cool. You guys too.
Yep.